want to talk to you about something interesting today. I was called out the other day by somebody who said I was acting out of integrity. It was sort of interesting to hear what they had to say. I disagreed, but then ultimately I reflected on it and I realised the truth of it. And it prompted me to do a bit of Googling, and I came across something really interesting that I want to share with you. And it's an article I came across, a blog by a lady called So-Young Kang. I thought, what a great name, So Young. Wish we could all have that name. And So-Young Kang is a global leader, one of these young global leaders of the World Economic Forum. And she wrote a paper called The True Meaning of Integrity. And I wanted to run through a couple of the key points in it because I just thought they were really interesting. So she said, what is integrity? Like, how do we define it? What are the key words? And she put out the following: consistency, honesty, truthfulness or accuracy of one's actions. So three things: consistency, honesty and truthfulness or accuracy of one's actions. And she defines consistency as being the same regardless of the situation. It doesn't really matter what's happening, what day of the week it is, what the location is, who you're with, you're consistent. And she makes a point that this is a choice. To be consistent is a choice that leaders make every single day, even when the situation is not great or is whatever. Honesty or accuracy of one's actions requires intentionality. It requires that we think, it requires thought, that we're intentional. So how honest or accurate are your behaviours, your actions, your words with other people that you lead and so on? Just, I think it's a good point she makes. Do you question it? Do you look at it? Integrity stems from the Latin word integer, which means whole or complete, and we know this from a number, an integer. So integrity requires an inner sense of wholeness and consistency of character. And she makes the point that when you're in integrity, people should be able to visibly see it through your actions, through your words, your decisions, methods and outcomes. So think of yourself as a leader. When you're whole and consistent, there's only one you. You bring the same you to every situation, to every circumstance. So given the real definition of integrity, it's clear that being in integrity 100% of the time is extremely difficult. We aspire to it, like we aspire to completeness, but we don't always achieve it. So what does it take to be someone who leads integrity? And So Young offers, and I want to read them out to you, 6 things that she thinks are important. Understand the true definition, which we've just talked about: consistency, honesty, accuracy, and so on, in your actions and so on. Intentionally reflect on what you say, how you behave, how you make decisions, and ask yourself the question: are these things actually congruent with my beliefs, with my values, with what I say, what I say I am? So actually look at your actions, look at what you're doing, and ask the question: actually, is that actually congruent with what I say I am? 3, that you are the same person, irrespective, same authentic person, I suppose, irrespective of the situation. 4, that you recognise the impact that you have on others. And this is really, really important. This is very much an EQ type area, but the leader is conscious of how he or she and how their behaviour and words impact on people. Intentionally, and she makes a point, unintentionally, which is sort of interesting. We all know intentionally how we're impacting, but unintentionally, so we're conscious of people. We can see, we can observe what we say and do and how it impacts on them, what effect it has on them, and change accordingly. And if we're wrong, apologise, correct course, and move on. And that way people can say that you are actually somebody of integrity. Actually focus on developing your character, number 5. So actively focus on development of character and wholeness. So that you're reading, you're getting coached, you're getting support, you're going on programs, you're doing whatever to actively develop yourself as a leader. And lastly, enrolls others in the program. So get others on board. So you want people to share the same journey that you are sharing. So they want to lead by example, walk with integrity, she says. And because they walk with integrity, others are drawn to that. and want to be the same, and that way they inspire others to follow the same journey. And I want to just close with her last thing. It's interesting. She said, when I see people who really have integrity, I recognise it. Don't you? Interesting question. When you see somebody with integrity, you know it. So think about that, and think about that in terms of your own character, or what you're doing and what you're trying to be as a leader, and how it might impact you. So I hope you find this insight useful. I found it very helpful. Thank you.